Hey everybody, my name's Corey, and this is my part 1 video of my unbiased review of the Anet ET5. Here it is right here. Just got done setting it up. There's a couple things that I'm gonna walk around and point out. And the reason why this is a part 1 is because there's a few things that I wanna fix or at least look at and secure before I even turn the thing on. But yeah, I'm really hoping there's not a lot of information out there for this printer. I don't know if it's just new to the market or what, but I thought I'd give you guys my firsthand experience here for those of you that are thinking about buying it, because it does look like a really thick machine, 300 by 300 by 400. And so yeah, it came with a bunch of different things. You know, it came with your regular USB, your power switch, a little ruler, which is interesting, your paint scraper, a lot of the things that you can see in some of their other videos. It came in 2 main pieces, your main bed with everything going on and your gantry. It was extremely easy to set up so far, but there's a few things that I wanted to point out as someone I've only ever owned one more other 3D printer, and it's an Anet A8. I bought the thing because it was a graduation present for myself, and I was a broke college kid, and you know, I'm a father of 3. I'm a young guy. I don't have a ton of money to throw around, and this seemed like a great deal. I don't mind tinkering, and I'm comfortable soldering and other things like that. So just understand that I'm not some guy who does tons of reviews. I have one other 3D printer that I've been tinkering with and messing with and customizing for myself. So very different experience where it's very much already kind of prepared. And as far as I can tell, everything is ready to go. So when it came in, obviously I had to remove a lot of these supports. There is a slight wobble. I don't know if that's normal. Oh, sorry. I don't know if that's normal, but I'm hoping so. I've never owned, it looks like it might be some of these just a little bit loose. So I'm not entirely sure. I might need to go in and take a look at those. But I'm hoping it's not gonna be a main issue to at least get started. I'm gonna probably have to clean off the glass. Anyway, here's a few of the things that I wanted to point out for people, and most probably just quality control stuff. I mean, this is a printer from a Chinese factory sent to the United States, and so I don't know if it's gonna get jingled up in things over shipping or if their quality control is that good over at Anet. The Anet A8 that I received was pretty good. I just had to customize it to my liking. So the things that I've just noticed before I've done anything, the machining on this main gantry that goes into the box, you really had to shim it down hard and slightly separate, just by maybe a millimeter or 2, the distance between these two to really get them to sit right, so that your bolts here could go in. Otherwise, one of them would be popping out. As far as the 2 bolts that go in on the underside here, those went in without a hitch. It is rather annoying that in order for me to go in and double check the voltage on my power supply is at, what is it here, 100 and something, 110. It has a sticker that says 110, but it's rather annoying that I have to rely on that sticker instead of being able to go in and check. But I don't know if this is a power supply that's gonna have a switch like on the Anet A8, so maybe that's just my own ignorance on that. Some other things, these end stop switches on the X and Y axis were fine. There is a jiggle, and this is extremely loose. So I'm gonna be taking this apart, or at least taking this fan shroud off and taking a look in there to see if there's anything I need to tighten up. Installation of this was extremely simple. I didn't really struggle with many of these other things. One of the things that they don't really explain is that for someone like me who's never, before I get into the wiring, for someone like me who's never had a Ender 3, or not Ender 3, CR10 style or whatever this style of printer is, someone like me who's never had that is unfamiliar with aluminum extrusion and how you've got these they call them T joints or something like that. They start vertical, and then as you tighten them, they switch so that they pinch against the thing. And they just never explained that in their instructions and in their video. The instructions, the setup manual is extremely simple. It has your basic parts listed out here. They also have a separate part list that they give you, as well as this setup guide for, like, you know, setting up, you know, and going through your first print and stuff, which I'll be checking out. But it's literally these 4 pictures. And so this is extremely inadequate. I was heavily reliant on the YouTube video that Annette put out on how to construct the thing, and I had to pause and look at little things to try and figure out why these 2 needed to be straightened, because again, I'm not familiar with aluminum extrusion, so there's some assumptions that were made there, but I don't know if that's just Annette or if that's other companies too that do that. But yeah, there's no words, there's nothing. It's just labels and pictures, and I mean, there's nothing here that explains. I mean, this is kind of a stupid thing, because if you look, you know, someone with a brain in their head is going to know that you need to put the teeth on the inside so it can hit the grooves on your motor. But there's nothing that explains that. There's none of that. All of this is literally made, and it's disappointing for me just to kind of see that without watching the YouTube video, I wouldn't be able to put my 3D printer together and be confident that I did it the right way. So that was kind of annoying. So other than a bit of a wobble on the bed here, and other than the loose extruder, and other than having to pop off the whole bottom plate to double check the voltage, this printer is great. I mean, it's solid. The thing is, I mean, it's heavy, but it's solid. I mean, it doesn't feel cheap at all. So compared to my Anet A8, they've really improved. So I'm really excited to give this a go. I'm gonna snip off those zip ties, and yeah, we'll do another video here that kind of explains a little bit more about my experience and how it went.